Welcome to CP Time, the only show that's for the culture. This week marks a wonderful anniversary for black people. It was today in 1999 that Jay-Z and Beyonce started dating. I'm just joking. Not only is that the wrong date, but that union was a terrible tragedy that benefited no one but Jay-Z. No, actually, this week marks the 50th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act of 1968, which meant landlords couldn't keep black people out of their apartments, proving once and for all that rioting works. That's right. We burned down those streets until they let us live in those houses that we burned down. Because sometimes injustice demands action. Like the time my neighbor Daryl kept parking his Miata in my parking space until I righteously set that bitch on fire. Only thing was, it turned out that Daryl never drove a Miata. Whoops. And the good news is, many years later, black people are still affecting housing policy, this time from the inside. Just look at Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson, a man who's 30% black and 70% asleep. Last year, Dr. Carson tried to stop an Obama program that let poor people use housing vouchers in rich neighborhoods. Finally, after decades of racial discrimination, black people have reached the point where we can help to discriminate. We made it to the mountaintop, Martin, and we're gonna push these other Negroes off it. Now, the Fair Housing Act was just one of 3 major civil rights laws of that time. There was also the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This was the act that allowed black people to sit at the counter at Woolworths. A lot of young people don't remember Woolworths, but it was one of the rare department stores that also served food. Today, it would be like me eating lunch at a Ross Dress for Less, which I do. The third great civil rights law was the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which let the federal government intervene in states that suppressed the black vote. It was a landmark piece of legislation. Or it was, until 2013, when the Supreme Court knocked down a huge chunk of it. They said it worked so well, we didn't need it anymore. The Supreme Court did the same thing that I did with my diabetes pills. They started working, so I stopped taking them. I keep taking something and it's working. Hell, it's the best decision I ever made, because I got to have it. I got to have it, baby. That's all right, bro. And I'm back. So that's the story of the Fair Housing Act, the Civil Rights Act, and the Voting Rights Act, which together are like a Lord of the Rings trilogy for black people. Except for our Gollum is Jeff Sessions. Well, this has been CP Time, and I'm Roy Wood Jr. And as always, remember, we're for the culture. You want to see my Ben Carson impersonation? Good, wasn't it?